Senate is about Nigeria and Nigerians.
National Assembly reflects on President Tinubu's performance at 1-year anniversary, says so far so good.
Senator Abdul Ningi is hereby recalled to the Senate to participate in all activities.
And Senate recalls Senator Abdul Ningi weeks before the end of his suspension. Welcome to another episode of Inside the Senate, your go-to program for updates on the proceedings from the Senate Chamber of the National Assembly. I'm your host, Hadiza Bayero Aliyu. Last week, President and Commander-in-Chief of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, celebrated 1 year in office. And to mark the occasion, he paid a visit to a joint session of the National Assembly. A report of that visit and other activities from last week's plenary will make up our program today. Please stay tuned.
Promote the unity, happiness, and prosperity of Nigeria.
The Defense Industries Corporation of Nigeria Act, Repeal and Reenactment Bill 2023.
And this act should be supported by all.
There are issues that we must use this opportunity to critically address.
We accord this motion the urgency and the necessity it requires.
I rise the second motion.
The ayes have it.
Thank you for staying tuned. To mark his 1-year anniversary in office, President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of Nigeria, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, briefly attended a commemorative sitting of the National Assembly. During the visit, President Tinubu, who had signed the National Anthem Bill 2024 into law at the Presidential Villa earlier that morning, said he was at the National Assembly to congratulate the legislators and Nigerians on the 25th anniversary of Nigeria's unbroken democracy. He expressed his gratitude to the lawmakers and acknowledged their efforts and sacrifices to build and sustain the country's democratic institutions.
This is our diversity, representing all and how we blend together to be brothers and sisters. Without this out, probably I may not find a path to the presidency. I started on that.
President Tinubu then called for more efforts from members of the National Assembly to build the nation.
We have to do all that choice. It is our nation. No age, no other institution or personality will help us until we do it ourselves.
President Tinubu also emphasized the need to preserve and strengthen democracy for future generations.
We must nourish this democracy, build this nation, so that the future of our great grandchildren will be sure of prosperity, development, and progress. Thank you very much.
Congratulations, sir.
Earlier in his remarks, Senate President Godswill Akpabio said the president's visit was out of respect for the National Assembly.
Before you came, myself and my brother, Tajudeen Abbas, explained the purpose of this visit. That this is what we call in Nollywood, Wakapas. We intend to celebrate Democracy Day, which is June 12th. But out of honor and respect for the National Assembly, you said you must pass through the National Assembly on your first anniversary in office.
On Nigeria reverting to the old national anthem, Akpabio commended the president for taking the nation back to its roots.
Of all the significant things you have done, I think one of the most profound is to take us back to our genealogy. The genealogy of our birth. That though we may belong to different tribes, though we may have different tongues, in brotherhood we all stand. Henceforth, we will not refer to ourselves as just mere competitors. We will refer to ourselves as brothers. And as we go forth in battle, whether on the field of sports, in the field of politics, in economic endeavors, we must help Nigeria.
Speaker of the House of Representatives, Right Honorable Tajuddin Abbas, who gave the closing remark, expressed the satisfaction of the National Assembly with the scorecard of the President so far.
The National Assembly is very, very thankful for the partnership that has existed within the last 1 year between you and us here. It has been a partnership that has been mutually beneficial to all of us. It is a win-win, and that is how democracy is supposed to be played. We want to thank you for finding time to come here in spite of your tight schedules, and to assure you as well that the National Assembly will always be supportive of your noble objectives.
Please bring up ceremonies. Let's welcome him, please.
Highlight of the day was the inauguration of the National Assembly Library and Resource Center.
Welcoming Your Excellency, the National Assembly Library and Resource Center.
Commissioned this day, 29th of May, 2024.
Later in the day, the Senate President led a delegation of the National Assembly to accompany the President to the commissioning of the Abuja Metro Rail. Let's take a break here to open our Senate notebook. Don't go away.
A quorum in a legislature is the minimum number of members required to be present for the body to conduct its official business. This ensures that decisions are made by a representative group rather than a small, potentially unrepresentative subset. In the Nigerian Senate, which has 109 senators, a quorum requires the presence of at least 1/3 of the members, meaning at least 37 senators must be present. This minimum ensures that any legislative decisions or actions taken are representative of the Senate as a whole. If fewer than 37 senators are present, the Senate cannot legally conduct its business, including debating bills or passing legislation, thus preserving the integrity and democratic function of the legislative process.
You're still watching Inside the Senate, bringing you highlights from proceedings of the Red Chamber of the National Assembly and its members. We'll now join our studio for highlights of plenary from last week. Don't go away.
On Tuesday, 28 May 2024, the Senate considered the report of the Committees on Judiciary, Human Rights and Legal Matters, Federal Character and Intergovernmental Affairs on the National Anthem Bill 2024, which sought to make provision for Nigeria to revert to its old national anthem. Chairman of the committee, Senator Mohammed Tahir Mongono, presented the report.
That the rendition and the musical precision of the old national anthem, which is being proposed for adoption in this bill, will undoubtedly inspire patriotism and zeal for cooperation and integration as the hallmark for indivisibility.
After the report, the Senate considered the clauses of the bill in the Committee of the Whole, and reverting back to plenary, the bill was read for the third time and passed.
President of the Senate.
Same day, Senator Saliu Mustafa from Kwara Central Senatorial District moved a motion calling on the urgent investigation and resolution of the challenges of tuitions payment and other welfare-related problems faced by Nigerian students on Federal Government of Nigeria, Commonwealth and bilateral scholarship programs. The mover of the motion informed the Senate about reports of Nigerian students facing hardships in Algeria, China, Morocco, Russia, and the United Kingdom due to non-payment of tuition and living stipends, leading to negative media coverage and national embarrassment.
Concerned that the recurrence of these issues suggests systematic failure despite previous interventions by these distinguished chambers to prevent such situations. Worried that the federal government's failure to meet its financial commitment under this international agreement for over 10 months will jeopardize the welfare and academic progress of the affected students.
Prayers for the motion were to urge the President of the Senate to urgently inquire into the reasons behind the delayed payment and ensure that the necessary measures are taken to rectify this situation promptly. Call upon the Senate Committee on Education to summon the Federal Scholarship Board and the Minister of Education to provide a detailed report on the status of all Nigerian students under the international scholarship programs, including a breakdown of unpaid entitlements. Demand that the federal government impose appropriate sanctions on the officials within the Federal Scholarship Board and the Federal Ministry of Education who are accountable for these failings, thereby upholding the integrity of Nigeria's international commitments.
And I will only urge the relevant committees.
The motion was voted on, adopted and referred to the Committee on Basic Education and other relevant committees to look into the matter.
Thank you for bringing this to the fore.
The House of Service on March 9th.
Another motion considered last week on the floor of the Senate was a motion moved by Senator Abba Patrick Moro, the Senate Minority Leader, on behalf of other minority leaders and the Minority Caucus of the Senate. It was on the suspension of Senator Ahmed Abdul Ningi from Bauchi Central Senatorial District and the need for his recall. You will remember that on Tuesday, 12 March 2024, the 10th Senate in plenary suspended the former chairman of the Northern Senators Forum for 3 months following a media interview he granted the British Broadcasting Corporation BBC Hausa service on March 9, 2024, in which he alleged that about 3.7 trillion naira, representing over 10% of the 2024 budget, was illegally inserted into the 2024 national budget.
And aware that the said Senator Abdul Ahmed Ningi, being under suspension, has spent over 2 months outside the precincts of the National Assembly complex and needs to return to continue with his legislative activities as a senator representing Bauchi Central Senatorial District. Flowing from the above, the Senate minority leadership takes full responsibility for the actions of our colleague Senator Abdul Ahmed Ningi and apologizes on his behalf.
The motion had only one prayer, which was to reconsider the resolution of the Senate in the votes and proceedings of Wednesday, 13th March 2024, and do recall Senator Abdul Ahmed Ningi to the Senate as senator representing Bauchi Central Senatorial District.
No doubt.
Some senators contributed in support of the motion.
It is something that they need to be commended for because they've gone to mediate, going up and down to make sure that they are now even agreeing. They have, stated in the motion that they are apologizing on his behalf. They are apologizing on his behalf. So I commend you for doing that. And I urge the Senate, having apologized, the leadership having apologized on behalf of Senator Ningi, we should accept this apology so as to strengthen our spirit of brotherhood that we are known for. Something has been done, and the leadership on its own has come out to apologize on his behalf. So I urge my colleagues to please accept this apology without debate so that we can move forward. We are all brothers.
Senator Abdul Ningi, no doubt, is our friend and is somebody we cherish so much. The spirit of this motion has met the demand and request of this Senate previously. An apology should be given for that unfortunate interview where we are almost put on the spot as if we did things we did not do. So in the spirit of brotherhood I rise to wholeheartedly support that this Senate should recall Abdul Ningi for the few weeks left of this suspension, so that he will rejoin us and continue to contribute robustly to the debates we do have in this plenary on motions and bills. I support without any reservation.
With that, the Senate President puts the motion to vote.
Those in support of the motion, moved by the minority leadership and duly seconded that Senator Abdul Ningi be recalled to participate in all proceedings of the Senate henceforth, say aye. Those against say nay. It is unanimous.
The motion was voted on and adopted, after which he lent his voice to the motion.
I agree with you. He's a very resourceful senator and one of our own, and the Senate is a family, irrespective of political divide, irrespective of religious divide, irrespective of languages. Though we may come from different constituencies and different states, in brotherhood we stand. I congratulate the Senate for this decision, and I agree that yes, to err is human, but to forgive is divine. And therefore, the distinguished brother, Senator Abdul Ningi, is hereby recalled to the Senate to participate in all activities.
On Thursday,
earlier, Senator Sunday Marshall Katun from Kaduna South Senatorial District, rising on Order 42 on matter of personal explanation, drew the attention of the Senate to the investiture of his wife as the first African Lord Mayor of the city of Leeds, which took place on 23rd May 2024 in the city of Leeds, United Kingdom. He stated that he was also invested with the title of the Lord Mayor Consort of the city of Leeds.
I want to show special appreciation to this honorable chamber for all the members that were able to attend, and those who couldn't attend also express their felicitations with us on this auspicious occasion. In particular, I thank the Senate President for the support and the entire leadership. Like I stated in the announcement, this 10th Senate is a family that one ought to belong to. I saw love in its true meaning, because I usually tell people that love is a verb, it's not a noun. I saw it practicalized in the number of senators that attended and stood with us during this period.
Senate President Godswill Akpabio once again congratulated Senator Sunday Marshall Katun.
So, on behalf of my colleagues in the 10th Senate, I must say that we are very lucky to have the first diplomat, the first ambassador extra plenipotentiary from the 10th Senate to the United Kingdom. So, distinguished Senator Sunday Marshall Katun, the Lord Mayor Consort, once again we congratulate you. We look forward to visiting your domain and seeing you in action as the Lord Mayor Consort. I assure you that we'll be there in the crowd to wave at you as you are moving along with your regalia. Congratulations.
Also in the week under review, some bills were considered for first reading. They include Chartered Nigerian Institute for Industrial Security Bill 2024, sponsored by Senator Bamidele Michael Okpeyemi, National Institute for Drug Awareness and Rehabilitation Establishment Bill 2024, sponsored by Senator Rufai Sani, Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 Alteration Bill 2024, sponsored by Senator Kalu Oji Uzo, Pension Reform Act 2024 Amendment Bill 2024, sponsored by Senator Oluwole Fasui Cyril, Agricultural Research Council of Nigeria Act Amendment Bill 2024, sponsored by Senator Saliu Mustafa, Federal Institute for Marine Transport and Blue Economy Establishment Bill 2024, sponsored by Senator Olubi, Fadeyi Oluwole. In commemoration of 1 year celebration of President Tinubu's administration, plenary for Wednesday 29th and Thursday 30th May 2024 were suspended. As such, the Senate adjourned plenary to Tuesday 4th June 2024.
That was a report of plenary from last week as compiled and presented from our studio. Next is our profile segment. Stand by for our Senator of the Week.
Senator Binus Dauda Yaro represents Adamawa South Senatorial District of Adamawa State in the 10th Senate. He was born on January 1, 1955 in Wagole, a village in Ribadu ward of Mayo Belwa local government area of Adamawa State. Senator Yaro started his education at LEA Primary School Mayo Belwa from 1962 to 1969. He then proceeded to Government College Kaduna in 1970 for his secondary school education, passing out in June 1974 with a Division 1 in the West African School Certificate Examination. Later on, he was admitted into the School of Basic Studies of Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria, in July 1974 as a pioneer student of the one-year IJMB program. In September 1975, Senator Yaro was absorbed into the Faculty of Administration, Congo Campus, Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria, for a Bachelor of Science degree in Accounting and graduated in 1978 with a second-class upper honors. Other qualifications obtained by the lawmaker include Associate Member, Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria, ICANN, in 1993, Masters in Business Administration in Banking, MBA in Banking and Finance, 2002, Bachelor of Arts degree in Christian Religious Studies, Brunham Lutheran Seminary, BLS, Mbamba Yola, an affiliate of the University of Jos, in 2015. Senator Binus Yaro's professional career began as a lecturer in accounting at Anambra State College of Education, Awka, during his NYSC year in 1978 to 1979. He then worked with audit firm in Kano before joining the College of Preliminary Studies, now Adamawa State Polytechnic, Yola, in August 1980 as an accountant. He rose to chief accountant by 1987. In January 1988, he was appointed Secretary of Zing Local Government, completing this role in February 1989 and returning to the college. In March 1991, Senator Yaro joined the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation (NNPC) as an Assistant Chief Accountant, serving in the Finance and Accounts Department of the National Engineering Technical Company Limited (NETCO). He was promoted to Deputy Chief Accountant and Chief Accountant, gaining international exposure through attachments in Vienna and London. He retired from public service in March 1998 as NETCO's Financial Controller. Senator Yaro then joined the Nigerian Stock Exchange as Deputy General Manager and Head of Quotations Listings Department, guiding the department through significant growth in the early 21st century, including the privatization of government enterprises and consolidation of financial institutions. Between 1999 and 2008, Senator Binus Yaro represented the Nigerian Stock Exchange as a board member of the Nigerian Accounting Standard Board (NASB). During that period, he served in multiple capacities. Senator Binus Yaro retired from the Nigerian Stock Exchange in April 2011 as General Manager and Head of Listings Directorate Deputy to the CEO of the Nigerian Stock Exchange. Senator Binus Yaro began his political career in 2007, supporting various political aspirants. On February 23, 2019, Senator Yaro was elected Senator for Adamawa South and was inaugurated as Senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria on June 11, 2023. His legislative interests include women and youth empowerment and community development.
With that, we conclude this episode of Inside the Senate. You can catch up on past episodes by connecting with us on our social media platforms displayed on your screen. Be sure to join us next week for a new edition of the program. Have a great day.